Imo Anoki Basara, Ahapse, Ahapse, or Yami must be a Rain Tuati, or Yami must be a Rain Tuati. For you who dwell in the shelter of the Most High and abide in the protection of Shaddai. I say of Adonai, my refuge and stronghold, my God in whom I trust. Adonai will save you from the savage wrath, from the destructive plague. God will shelter you. You will find refuge, for God's fidelity is an encircling shield. You need not fear the terror by night, or the arrows that fly by day, the plague that stalks in the darkness, or the scourge that ravages at noon. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 close at hand, but death shall fall short of you. You will see it with your eyes. You will witness the punishment of the wicked, because you took Adonai as your haven. No harm will befall you.
Step right up
no
on the planks. Don't let
will
go.
touch your tent. For God will order angels to guard you wherever you go. They will carry you in their hands, lest you hurt your foot on a stone. You will safely tread on cubs and vipers, fearlessly step on lions and asps. As God has said, I will deliver those devoted to me. I will protect those who know my name. When they call on me, oh, you're following me around. I was looking for that, Mike. It could be lowered down now. יושב בסתר עליון, בצל שדי יתלונן. אומר לאדוני מחסים סעודתי, אלוהי אבטח בו, כי הוא יצילך מפח יחוש מדבר אבות. בעברתו יסח לך, ותחת כנפיו תחסה, שנאה וסחורה אמיתו. לא תירא מפחד לילה, מחוץ יעוף יומם, מדבר באופל יהלוך, מכתב ישוד צהריים. יפול מצדך 1,000 ורבבה ממינך, אליך לא ייגש. רק בעיניך תביט, ושילומת רשעים תראה, כי אתה אדוני מחסי עליון שמת מעונך, לא תאונה אליך רעה, ונגע לא יקרב בו אליך, כי מלאך תרדוך. תרמוס כפיר ותנין, כי בי חשק ואפלתהו, אסגבהו, כי ידע שמי, יקראני וענהו, עמו אנוכי בצרה, אכלצהו ואכבדהו. אורך ימים אשביעהו וארהו בישועתי. אורך ימים אשביעהו וארהו בישועתי. Al mikoma tavo b'shalom. Al mikoma tavo b'shalom. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, our God and God of our ancestors. 1,000 years in your sight are as a passing day, an hour of night. The generations come and go while you endure forever. We are always in your hand, Adonai, in death as in life. Help us who mourn the loss of Helen Pinkus, Chana Rivka, Bat Raphael Meir, HaKohen, Verachel. Help us to look beyond this moment, to realize that death cannot destroy the bonds of your everlasting love. Sustain us with the knowledge afforded by faith that you will not allow us to suffer oblivion, for you, Eternal One, have taught us the way of life. Through you we gain eternity, and let us say, Amen. When I sat with Helen last Thursday afternoon, This is one of the Psalms that I sang with her then, and I want to sing it again now. Esainai el heharim me'ayin yavo ezri. Esainai el heharim me'ayin yavo ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai Ose shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai Ose shamayim va'aretz. I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from Adonai, maker of heaven and earth. Adonai will not let your foot give way. Your guardian will not slumber. The guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Adonai is your protection, a guardian at your right hand. By day the sun will not strike you, nor the moon by night. Adonai will guard you from all harm and guard your life. Adonai guards your going and your coming, now and forever. Now I want to share some 15. Mizmor LeDavid, Mi yagur b'ohalecha, mi yishkon bahar kodshecha. O Lord, who may abide in your house, who may dwell upon your holy mountain, those who are upright, who do justly, who speak the truth within their hearts, who do not slander others or wrong others or bring shame upon others, who scorn the lawless but honor those who revere the Lord, who give their word and come what may, do not retract, who do not exploit others, who never take bribes. Those who live in this way shall never be shaken. The psalmist said, Todi'eni orach chayim, sovas machot et panecha. You will teach me the path of life. In your presence is perfect joy. If you were among Aunt Helen and Uncle Irving's many nibblings, you knew that their cottage at Chapman Lake was the place to be in the summer. Everyone came to Aunt Helen's for breakfast, even those nibblings who had already had breakfast at their own cottages. After supper, Uncle Irv held shipping contests on the lawn, and all day in between, Helen's place was the hub. It was the place where people came to hang out. It was loving, and it was safe. In Scranton, the nibblings would drop by Aunt Helen's house on their way to and from religious school or the JCC, maybe for a cookie, maybe for a brownie, maybe just to see her. Aunt Helen threw a Sweet 16 party for at least one nibbling and probably more than one. There was the time she tricked Carol into eating a hamburger by calling it a Salisbury steak. Aunt Helen was loving and she was safe. Aunt Helen found joy in her nibblings and in having her extended family around her. Aunt Helen was a wonderful baker. Richard remembers one summer when she taught him, a city kid from Los Angeles, how to recognize a huckleberry and then sent him berry picking so she could make a pie. Remember how in that childhood classic Blueberries for Sal, kaplink, kaplank, kaplunk, that little girl came home with all of 6 blueberries in her bucket? Richard does not think that he came home with as many as 6 huckleberries. He ate them all. Aunt Helen, she laughed and made a cherry pie. Aunt Helen found joy in bringing joy to others through her cooking, her baking, and providing different experiences. Nettie and Helen were friends even before they became sisters. They went to religious school together, and then as adults, they married brothers. They did lunch together, went to family affairs together, celebrated Thanksgiving together, had a lot of fun together. Nettie says that what she is going to miss most, what she has already been missing for a while as Helen was in decline, was their regular phone calls when they would talk and share and laugh. Helen found joy in her friends and in her sisters, and they found joy in her. Helen took great pride in her appearance. She was meticulous and always looked stylish and beautifully put together. She was known as something of a health nut. She was proud of her commitment to maintaining a healthy diet, and she was good at it, at least until she got to the Jewish home, where she was somewhat more relaxed in that matter. Helen was a golfer, and she was a terrific walker. One of her favorite places to walk was around Lake Scranton. When she was doing her hike around the lake, she would not let anything get in her way, not even territorial wild turkeys. I laugh as I picture the scene. I can just see her, dressed well, even for a hike, striding purposely forward as the turkeys pecked and clawed, and she kept going. You go, girl. Helen found joy in physical activity and in her determination. Others found joy in watching her. Helen was intelligent, even brilliant, and involved in the community and the world. You cannot think of Helen without thinking of Hadassah. Helen was Hadassah here in Scranton. She held local, regional, and national positions. She was spectacular at it, including the fundraising. In addition, Helen was active in Temple Israel, in the sisterhood, and in a variety of committees, perhaps even one of the rabbi search committees. She was civic-minded as well. For many years, Helen served as a poll monitor at election time. Helen found joy in volunteer work, in giving back to others, and in the community experiences that went with such activities. Helen found joy in helping others. Helen kept kosher, celebrated the holidays, knew a bit of Hebrew, and was a proud and active Jew. Helen found joy in her Judaism. The psalmist said, Todieni orech chayim, sovas machot et panecha. You will teach me the path of life. In your presence is perfect joy. The path of life for Helen Pinkus held its share of difficulties, challenges, and complications, and she nonetheless chose to live her life with joy. Joy in her husband, her sisters, her brothers, nibblings, extended family and friends. Joy in her appearance, her healthy diet, her physical activity. Joy in her community, her volunteer work, her civic engagement, her Jewish life. Helen believed in relationship and in connections. She not only found joy, she also brought joy to those around her. She will be missed. May the soul of Chana Rivka Bat Raphael Meir HaKohen V'Rachel be bound up in the bonds of life, and may she rest in peace. Amen. Psalm 23.
Mizmor LeDavid, Adonai roi lavo v'vechsar, bin yodashe yar b'tzeini, al memenuchad yinaleini. Nafshi yeshovev, yavancheini, v'maglev v'tzedek, למען שמו, גם כי הלך בגיא צלמוות, לא יירא רע, כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומי Shandevecha Ma Yenachamoni Tavo Baruch Lefanai Tavarog lefanai shulchan neveget sorerai neget sorerai dishavamanta v'shemen dishanta v'shemen roshim kovasi revaya Kosirvaya Achtov Vava Chesed Irdefoni Kol Yemei Chayai Veshavti Beveit Adonai Leorech Yamim.
Eternal God, you are my shepherd, I shall not want. You make me lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside still waters. You restore my soul. You guide me in paths of righteousness for your name's sake. Yes, even when I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. With rod and staff, you comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the eternal God forever. At this point, we're going to fulfill the mitzvah that's known as Chesed Shel Emet, a mitzvah of true righteousness. Of all the mitzvot that you can think of, why is this mitzvah known as the mitzvah of true righteousness? And that is because when we when we visit the sick, we know that when we get sick, they can visit us. And when we host somebody in our house, we know that if we were that next week they'll host us in their house. But when we bury somebody, we know that they will never bury us. So this is called Chesed Shel Emet. The sound, that very first sound, is of the shovel of dirt onto the casket, is one of the worst sounds there is one of the worst sounds there is. And the way that we'll do this mitzvah, I will do the first one, and then I open it up for anybody who would like to participate in the mitzvah. Nobody has to, anybody who wants to. I would like to see if we can get the top of the casket covered so that we can't recognize the top of the casket as best we can. And the custom is to do the first shovelful backwards, upside down. Again, it's another example of how we're demonstrating how difficult this mitzvah is for us. And then the rest of the digging can be done with a regular shovel more efficiently. Oh, thank you. And there's many shovels here. I do ask that everybody is careful. And the custom is to put down the shovel, not to pass it to the next person.
I wish we had.
Thank you. Oh, you know what? I'd like to. Yeah. Next thing is
Yep, I think it's
All good. The next prayer. So everybody who's gonna do the mitzvah done it. The next prayer is the Tziduk Hadin. We're not ready for that yet. We'll get to it, but we're not quite yet. You can sit down again. You everybody can come back.
Yeah, go back.
All right, you come over here so you're near the microphone.
עצור דמים, פעלו ככל דרך המשפט, אל אמונה ואין, אבל צדק וישר הוא. עצור דמים, בכל פועל, מי אמר לו מה תפעל, השליט במה טוב ומה אבל, ממית ומחי מוריד, שאול ויעל. צדיק בכל דרכיו, עצור תמים, אל הגביים ומולל לחמים, מחמו חמל נא, וחוזנה בעלבו ודובנים. כלך אדון, הסליחות והרחמים. אדם אם בן שנה יהיה, או 1000 שנים יחיה, מה יתרום לו, כלא היה יהיה. ברוך דיין האמת, ממית ומחיה. ידענו אנא כי צדק משפטך, תצדק בדברך ותזכה בשבתך. ולערער אחר מידה שופטך, צדיק אתה אדוני, וישר משפטך. גדול יצא ולבעל אליה, אשר עיניך בכוחות על כה ועל דרכי בני אדם. לתת לאיש כדרכיו וכפרי ועל עליו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא ולא תבוא. אדוני נתן, ואדוני לקח, איש שם אדוני מבורך, והוא רחום מכפר עבור לא ישחית, וירבה להשיב אפו ולא יהיר כל חמתו.
Adonai Natan, Adonai has given, Adonai lakach, Adonai has taken. Yehi Shem Adonai Mevorach, praise be the name of Adonai. The dust returns to the earth as it was, but the spirit returns to God who gave it. May the soul of Chana Rivka Bat Raphael Meir HaKohen V'Rachel be bound up in the bond of life eternal. We turn now to the El Malei Rachamim. Please rise.
אל מול הרחמים, שוכן ונתגת כבד פיפי, אשר Kinne, במעלות קדושים ודבורים כזוג חלקי ימזירים, את נהי ישמע, חנה רבקה, בת רפואל מאיר, הכהן, ורחל, שגלגל עולמה, בגן עדן זהב מנוחתה, ענב הבעל הרחמים, אסירך בסדרה כנפיך לעולמים, וזרור בזרועך מנשמתה, אדוני ונחלתה, ותנוח בשלום על משכבה, ונאמר Amen.
El Malay Rachamim. Exalted, compassionate God, grant infinite rest in your sheltering presence among the holy and pure. To the soul of Helen Pinkus, Chana Rivka Bat Raphael Meir HaKohen V'Rachel. Merciful One, we ask that our loved one find perfect peace in your eternal embrace. May her soul be bound up in the bond of life. May she rest in peace. And let us say, Amen. Helen leaves us as the last in the family. She didn't. Her husband predeceased her. Her parents predeceased her. Her sisters, her brothers predeceased her. There is nobody to say the mourner's Kaddish. Nobody who is required to say the mourner's Kaddish. But we have a prayer. We don't have a minyan here, but we have a prayer in place of a Kaddish that anybody would like to can recite now. Nibblings and anybody else. I made, I think, 6 copies because I knew that if we had more than that, we'd have a minyan.
Zoom doesn't count. Presence on
No.
Zoom.
So let's recite together. Al Hakol Yitgadal V'Yitkadash V'Yitpa'ar V'Yitromam V'Yitnaseh Shemo Shel Melech Malchei Hamlachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu. For all things, may the name of the sovereign of sovereigns, the holy blessed one, be exalted, sanctified, praised, glorified, lauded, and adored in the 2 worlds that God has created, this world and the next world. Rock of eternity, master of all creatures, God of all souls who sits in the expanses of heaven, your holiness upon the divine throne, may your name be sanctified within us, Adonai our God, and in the eyes of all who have lived. As it is said, the glory of Adonai will be revealed, and all flesh together shall see that the mouth of Adonai has spoken. May there be peace from heaven with life's goodness for us, for all Israel, and for the world. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. Amen. Helen, rest in peace.